And we're on. We're live. Happy Monday. Monday's at 8. Full Contact Fanatics. We're here.
Yo.
My name's Dondo. I got my man 86 here. And
What
we
up?
got a special guest here amongst us.
Our homeboy.
Jiu-jitsu practitioner, Jimmy McClarty.
What up?
Thanks for having me.
Say hello,
Absolutely.
Jimmy.
Fresh
Yeah.
off the IBJJF tournament. Is that what that was?
Nah, it's no IBJJ bullshit.
What was it?
What is that?
NAB.
NAB, that's what it is.
NAB.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What is that?
NAB, JJF.
National.
North American.
Well,
Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
North
Not South American.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. Sounds heavy, dude.
that was cool.
Yeah.
For those of you who
cool.
don't know, he's a good homie of ours. And
Yes, that's right.
He, does tournaments and all that good stuff. And,
Represented our school, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I called it, and he fucking smoked everybody.
Smoked them.
So,
Lit
that
'em
went
up.
pretty well.
it's cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Very
Yep.
cool. Very cool. We got a pretty big lineup today. We had a big UFC card.
An even bigger Bellator
A
card, in my
bigger-
opinion.
Yeah, Bellator actually outdid the UFC on this one.
I thought they, yeah.
In
They
my-
totally one-upped him.
In case you're wondering why that background looks like it does, is because Lemmy is looking like he's sitting right next to me.
That's him right here.
Lemmy McClarty.
Yep. The Jimmy Hat McClarty.
That's right. The
Anywho,
other-
yeah.
Speaking of Jimmy's,
But,
take it.
yeah.
Let it roll.
So, first things first, I think we had Bellator on Saturday.
Yeah.
Hawaiian Robert. Is that what's up right now?
Yep,
There we go.
it is. It is. Take it from the bottom, number 5.
Cool. We had Ryan Couture against
did.
Haim Ghazali. Then we had Heather Hardy. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even catch any. I tried to catch those the undercard.
Undercard, yeah.
I think I caught half of the Ryan Bader, Phil Davis. We actually were lucky enough to watch that here.
Yep.
We just, stole somebody's internet and Jimmy the fight.
Jimmy'd up on it.
Jimmy
There
the
you go.
I
That's
think
right.
the theme of today
You know,
is Jimmy,
That's right.
whether you wear one or not.
Yeah. And we had a good fight between Ryan Bader and Phil Davis. Obviously, Ryan Bader winning that by split decision. And that's his second win over Phil Davis, isn't it?
Controversial, but yeah,
Yes,
second
no?
one. Yeah, it was the
Second
second
one,
one, but
right?
controversial. It's a split decision.
Oh, the one I do have to give a big shout out to is to Brent Primus and to our homeboy at Iridium Sports, Mr.
House.
Jason House.
Yeah.
So, he brought home their first title. So, congrats to them.
Well, you can't go without saying, Brent Primus detached Michael Chandler's foot completely.
Yeah. And I know how the fuck that feels. That shit fucking
If
hurts.
you didn't see that fight, go back, YouTube, whatever you got to do, but look up Michael Chandler.
And you can't discredit Michael Chandler because the motherfucker kept fighting on that busted
hats
foot.
off to the brother, Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Brent Primus detached that guy's ankle, his foot. It was just dangling, but he came forward on it. He fell forward on it. He fell backwards on it.
Yep.
He got up and kept slugging him. It
Yep.
actually looked like he was getting the
I
upper
agree, yeah,
hand,
Yeah.
though he had no foot to stand on.
Yeah. And it was, a little nasty to see, when he, stepped forward and he'd, roll on it and then he
Oh, God.
fucking,
Finally, we had a doctor come in. Doctor takes a look at it, and it looks like the doctor's going to let the fight go on. So Chandler stands up and immediately falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But doesn't look like he's writhing in pain. He's just ready to grind it out. So they call the fight at that moment, and he stands to give the victory to Primus, regardless, and says, I'm ready to
And he
throw.
walks around.
Yeah, I'm ready to throw. He hobbled himself around. Yeah, unbelievable.
It's
That
pretty
shit
awesome.
hurts. If you haven't broken an ankle, that shit hurts.
No fun.
Yep.
Well, it can't feel good when anything on your body that's connected is now dangling.
Yep.
You know?
Here's a crazy thing, though. Apparently, someone said that they were going to let Chandler fight.
They were.
He stood up,
And
the
collapsed.
commission, the commission pulled the chair.
Oh.
out. And he
Is
sat
that
down.
what? Oh, I remember. That's right.
Is that
And
what
they
it was?
totally fucking, they pulled it and he looked like a complete idiot, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
not that he is, but I'm
that's not
saying they
cool.
made him look stupid.
I'm not
Chandler's
sure
a
if that's
badass.
the truth, but that's what they said. They said that they were going to let him fight, and they pulled the chair. He sat down again.
buckled.
And then they assumed that he fell on his ass because of his ankle.
that's
But he
fucking
actually just fell
bullshit.
on his ass because he was trying to sit
They
back
probably
down.
did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, and that's when they turned around and called it off. I'm
Oh,
not sure if
that's
that's the
whack,
truth, but
dude.
that's what people were
That's
saying.
whack.
It's interesting, but those kind of things happen, so who knows? But definitely worth a watch. I would Google it. Chandler versus Primus.
But again,
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, yep.
I almost lost my lunch watching it.
But still, hats off to Brent Primus. And again, our good friend Jason House.
That's
Congrats
right.
to you guys.
Stepping up.
Well earned and well deserved.
Yep.
But before that, we had Douglas Lima against local Lawrence Larkin. That was also a good fight. Douglas Lima took that by a unanimous decision. We had Zach Freeman against Aaron Pico. That was a quick one. I think it was like a first-round guillotine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he threw on that guillotine, locked it
And
out.
then the one that totally bummed me out, dude.
It's kind of
Fedor
unbelievable.
Getting knocked the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, there was a build-up.
Although it was a cool knockout.
We have the last Emperor coming up against Mitch Rion, who's
Yeah.
at times questionable. I've seen him do good things. I've seen him do bad things. But, Fedor is Fedor, so we had high hopes to see, another massive knockout.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I thought was going to happen. But instead, they ended up both dropping each other at the same time.
Yeah, it
with
was-
the same punch.
It was one of those where they
Yeah.
hit each other simultaneously, and
Yeah.
they both fell on their asses.
But I think
Mitch Rion got to his feet.
Well, it almost looks like his punch probably hurt more.
Yeah, he
'Cause
put
you
Fedor
saw
out.
Fedor was still on his back.
He was
You know
out.
what I'm saying?
He
He
was
was out
out
of it.
on his ass,
Yeah.
and then he finished him.
Yep.
That's for sure. But it was kind of an ugly thing if you're a Fedor fan to see that. But hats off to Mitch Rion for taking him out.
Yep. And then you had another Gracie, one of the many, and it was an all right fight, I guess.
Neiman Gracie
I
versus
won't lie,
Dave
I didn't
Martone?
pay too much attention to it. Yep.
Yep.
But and then we had
Well, I'll be honest with you. Actually, I don't want to take too much away from this. You expect the Gracie to be sharp in jiu-jitsu. You expect them to be on their game. And you don't know if they're going to let you down. You don't know about this generation. They're not the old generation. I don't know if they have that same heart that they once had. I don't know how many cousins removed this Gracie is from the original Gracies. I'd never heard of him. Doesn't have an R in his name.
Yep.
But
His name.
he followed up with some legitimate jiu-jitsu. I mean, he was like a backpack on Dave Martone, whatever his name was, and ended up finishing with the RNC and locked it in, and the tap had to come or he was going to go unconscious.
Yep.
But it was fun to watch.
Or his
and-
uncle Henzo was going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was Enzo's boy. So, they're good, and he obviously was very well schooled in jiu-jitsu, and it was cool. It was a clinic on jiu-jitsu, really.
Yep.
You know?
And yep, I agree. And then we had our main event, the ultimate boring that.
Well, it was the old man fight.
Yep.
When you get 40 and up and it gets funky like that,
Yep, between Chael, Donald Trump Sonnen against Vanderlei Silva. I'll be honest, I didn't really expect too much out of it. In my opinion, it went the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, I expected Chael to be stronger. I mean, his takedowns were solid, but it seemed like he lost his breath. I didn't think he was that out of shape. He still looked
I was
pretty
actually
good.
surprised that he went for that many submission attempts, because that's something I don't see from him. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's
He's
true.
usually mostly,
Take him down, ground and pound.
Yeah. What's up?
I thought Chael Sonnen carried the fight.
Yeah, he did.
I
Oh,
think,
he did,
I think
yeah.
he could have did that thing the whole. I think he could have held him on the whole time, but I think he let him up, so the fight just actually carried a little bit because it's pay per view.
It's interesting that you said that, and I think you might be right. It's a weird thing to accuse a professional fighter of such a thing, but I think that might be the case. As producer Robert puts it, Chael Sonnen left some opportunities open for Vanderlei to stand up and take some advantage points, and then he just took them right away from him.
Yep. I mean, I got nothing else on that. I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
What's up?
After
Sorry,
the fight,
shaking
did
a
you
cold.
guys
We have our
see,
other guy Nick here.
Did
What's
you
up?
see
Producer Nick.
Sonnen call out another
Another guy who
another
lost.
legend,
A bowling ball head.
another legend trying to take out another guy that should be retired? He called out Emelianenko again. Called out
lost?
Fedor. Yeah.
Oh, he did call out
He did
Fedor?
call out
Yeah.
Fedor,
I heard him talking
After
smack
talking
about Tito
shit.
Ortiz, and
But
I
I'm
thought that's
saying,
what you
like,
meant.
why would you call
No,
out a
after
dude who
talking
lost?
shit about Tito.
I
he
thought
said
Tito was gonna
beat up
cry.
Fedor, yeah.
I mean, I would have waited to call him out. You
Yeah.
know, only because, it just seems,
He was in the moment.
yeah. I don't
Should have
know.
just taken it from there, but whatever.
That's like, beating up the nerd kid,
Well, yeah.
taking his lunch money and then, like, banging his mom afterwards.
You
know
don't
what I
kick a guy while he's down.
Exactly.
Right? Right?
Exactly.
But I guess in his head, he's still Fedor, regardless, right? But you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
The producer Robert's
up,
got a
Tom?
question.
no, Tommy said what's up.
Tommy said, "What's up? What's up,
Tommy,
Tommy?"
Thomas Kenny, Tommy?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching, Tom.
Peace.
Yo.
A big supporter. Thank you again.
He's awesome.
He's always dialed in.
I
Thank
know,
you,
I
Tom.
love that.
We appreciate you.
Yep.
We really do.
Absolutely.
That's right. So, what's our other card, Bobbert?
Looking at UFC now.
I'm not gonna lie. I missed this card because our good homie here was in the process of whooping ass. So
That's right. And representing our school. I
That's
love
right.
it, man.
So we didn't catch it. We were watching him. I caught the highlights. You know.
Yeah, the highlights were good. Let's start at Clay Guida.
If possible, if we could pull some up before the UFC pulls a cease and desist on us, because that's what they do. Let's see. Can we pull some highlights up?
No.
Okay, no.
We can't pull them up.
No,
No,
our
I
producer
guess we
Robert says
can't.
no. He doesn't want to get sued, which is understandable because we ain't got no money.
YouTube. I mean, they'll pull our stuff down like Instamat.
I have like 2 pennies and a ball of lint in my pocket, and maybe a Jimmy hat. I don't remember if I still keep them in my wallet or not.
But the interesting stuff started with Clay Guida. He took out Eric Koch,
Which is
Coach,
cool because
whatever
I mean
those
I
names-
think Clay
yeah.
Guida has been struggling a lot, you
Yeah,
know, and I'm
yeah.
actually I don't want to say surprised, but I mean you know they actually were the UFC. I know you remember Jason House had mentioned when you go like on a
On
2
a
fight
slump?
3 fight slump, they just fucking cut you loose and
Yeah.
tell you to kick rocks.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I think he's lost
A few in a
more
row.
than a few in a row.
Yeah.
And they kept him around, which is cool.
I think he was still the undercard, but starting with Dennis Seaver and BJ Penn, here we expect, a lot of us are hoping for the best. I don't want to see nothing ever happen there, but it's tough because I don't know if he should have thrown in that towel, but, it was a decision, and Seaver got it.
They didn't throw in. Oh, you
They,
mean
they
okay? I
didn't
see.
throw in the towel, but aside from that fight, there was actually a good fight. Carla Esparza, local girl, she actually put on a really good show. She
Oh, you're
had
right, you're
a
right.
great
Yeah,
game plan and
absolutely.
stuck to it, and she did really, really well.
Give us a little play-by-play on that one.
Actually, what's really interesting about Carla is she was timing punches and she could actually sidestep the punch and shoot in on both sides, single the head on either or. It was pretty amazing stuff. Like,
And she's
these-
one of Jason's people, too, yeah?
I don't know if she's one of
Team-
Jason's,
Team
but I
Oyama
know
people.
she's one of Team Oyama's,
Right on.
Colin Oyama's girls. But
Cool.
I mean,
Nice.
I remember when she came to our dojo to do the pro eval.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got to see her before, a little evaluation done.
Yeah,
So
and
I remember even when the Della O brothers and Topping were putting on Long Beach Fight Night, and she fought once, I believe, maybe twice. I think it was just once though. You remember? She fought.
I know she fought. Yeah, she's quick as shit. Like when I remember like her stand up at that eval was like pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
not something super like I'd remember. But then when they put her on the mat with that other girl, it was like a clinic. It was
Yeah.
like
Damn.
this
Yeah.
girl.
Unanimous decision at the end, too.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
got all the judges. I mean, she didn't finish her, but it was no argument.
And Moroz is really good on the ground too. I mean, that's the thing. Like you got a wrestler, submission fighter. I mean, she's got great hands, of course, coming from Oyama, but Moroz is known for both her stand up and her submission skills.
Is Moreau's local, too, or no?
No, she's Euro. She's
got it.
Euro.
All right. Well,
Got
nice.
it.
Well, congrats to Miss Sparza.
Yeah,
Sparza.
that's very cool.
And then after
Yep.
that, the next one, of course, you got Marvin, which is another Jason House guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yep,
Marvin
yep.
Vittori, that's right.
Yep.
That was a stacked undercard, man.
I think
Against
so.
Vitor
Yeah.
Miranda, and he got a unanimous decision, too.
Yep.
So
and
legit.
then like you said, going back to Dennis Seaver and BJ Penn.
Yeah. What do you do with that? I don't know if he should have stopped, a long time ago because I always loved to see him fight. I just hate to see him lose. Talking about BJ.
And not just that. I mean,
know?
Dennis Seaver. I mean, the dude's a bad motherfucker. I ain't taking nothing away from him, but
No,
he's
no,
not
no.
up in the. In my opinion, he's not one of those top 10 fucking
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of finishes, though. A lot of this is decision. We move on
Yeah,
to
and
Tim Means.
Oh, that's
Alex Garcia.
Tim Means. That's right. That's an old King of the Cage guy.
Yep.
We had a King of the Cage guest last week. We
Yep.
had
Mike Lowe.
Mike Lowe. That's right. God damn, dude, I keep forgetting names. I'm sorry.
Mike Lowe's the man, dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's cool.
That's right.
Came all the way out here from the IE.
It's awesome.
Yep.
And one of those guys we saw at King of the Cage now in the UFC.
Yep. What's up, Robert?
Yeah, and then the next fight, I saw that fight too. Like that dude Reyes, I think he was debuting or something. He
Yeah.
smoked Homeboy. He just smoked that Christensen kid, like just slaughtered him.
Damn.
It was
Good
quick.
hands.
Yeah.
TKO
And then-
by punches. I mean, what are you going to do? 30 seconds.
Yep.
Just mowed him over.
And going to Robert's reference earlier of quick as shit, we had Miss Felice Herrig against
Quick as
Justine
shit.
Kish. I'm sure everybody already knows about that. It is what it is.
No, but
I'm not going to clown her. I'm not going to clown her.
Before all that even happened, I think Felice is on her game. She kind of found her groove and she
Oh,
put
what
on a
was the
good
thing she was
performance.
tripping on? Something about her, like, because,
Yeah, I mean,
somebody want to fill me in? I mean, I saw the little,
Felice feels that she's getting up there in age and she doesn't have that star power or the beauty factor anymore, and that's why she's not getting the promotion or the push. That she feels like she's putting the work. She's doing
Win a
what
fight.
she can do.
Keep winning
like
fights.
3 in a row. She's taking out people who are supposed to be up and coming, undefeated Kish. I mean, so she's
I
got a little-
could agree.
she's got-
I mean, anybody at a regular job when they're busting their ass and get overlooked. I mean, it'll piss you off.
Yeah.
At the same time, unfortunately, I'm sure she isn't the only one.
She choked the shit out of her, so.
You know what I'm saying? Like even when it comes to dudes, you know what I'm saying? There's bad fucking motherfuckers, dude, who like are kicking ass, dude, and they're not getting title shots or they're getting overlooked, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, not taking anything away from just saying, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't always represent the best of the best. It's the best who's up there and known.
So what did Jimmy tell me earlier about this fight?
Tell us, Jimmy.
What's that?
Remember you told me something
What'd you
about like,
tell
something happens?
producer Robert about this fight? Shit happens.
Oh yeah,
Shit
shit happens,
happens.
man.
That was your Forrest Gump
You
line.
never know.
He takes his shirt off and he's all, it happens.
It
What?
happens.
Shit.
I mean, and that's
It
what
happens.
Kish said. I mean, Kish owned up to it and be like, yeah, shit happens. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna clown her. How many of us have fucking held in a fucking dump, dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you think you're gonna just be a clown and lift your leg up and rip one, and then you feel it running down your leg, and you're running to the bathroom,
Whoa.
peeling your boxers back to make sure it
If
doesn't
you wear
touch boxer.
boxers.
Actually, that reminds me of an old training story when I first started training with you guys. I was kind of hard-headed. I didn't want to tap, and I didn't know any better. And somebody told me, I think it was Hetty was squeezing the shit out of my neck. My eyes started bulging, and then Casey goes, dude, you know if you don't tap and he puts you out like that with your face all like purple, you're going to shit yourself. And that scared me to like, okay, fuck, I'll tap because I don't want to shit myself. I don't
Thank
care if
God.
you put me out,
That
but I
would've
don't want to
scared me
shit
more to
myself.
drop
Can
a
you
deuce before
imagine the
class starts?
Hawaiian landmine that would have been on the map? He would have produced a whole other smoking island.
Yeah,
There
You
would've been,
know?
Casey said.
Yeah,
8
there's,
islands, 7 islands, right?
yeah, there's lava now in the middle of the mats. It's forming a home for Robert's brethren.
Oh lord.
Oh, but yeah, it is what it is, dude. Whatever, dude.
Well, I'm glad you never did that.
Yeah.
Just tap, don't crap.
It's all good.
Right? There's a new T-shirt. Just tap, don't crap.
Yeah.
Amen.
But again, I won't get into the clowning. There's no reason to clown.
Well,
the
hopefully
girl.
this gives her the attention that Felice needs to get, some marketing and another fight and put her out there.
And then we had Tim Boach against Johnny Hendricks, and unfortunately, Johnny Hendricks didn't make weight again.
Again.
And again,
Yeah.
I don't rip on nobody. I know there's people who are like,
It
that
happens.
motherfucker ain't not professional. He didn't even make weight. Unless you fought and you know what it takes to make weight, that shit's hard. I'm not saying I missed weight because I made weight, but I'm just saying the shit fucking sucks.
And that took a lot of not eating enchiladas.
The
I mean,
one
it-
question
Or
that I
pizza,
have,
or
Shrinking.
drinking beer.
It wasn't
question
coming
that I
off for
have
a month.
This guy is, he is one of the top tier wrestlers. Came from a top tier wrestling school.
Yeah.
How could you not make weight? Wrestlers
is true.
Are conditioned,
Are conditioned to make
always
weight.
Yeah.
He's been making weight since he was probably 5 when he started wrestling.
Yeah.
But you guys eat
So-
like tuna and lime or some shit like that? I don't know if you heard of that one. I've heard of that one a lot.
I've had weeks where I just had Jello and maybe a salad.
Really?
And
You were
I've
able to
never
go to
missed
work
weight
and
either,
function?
And I wasn't even close to the top tier of wrestling.
Yeah.
Not even close.
And
I
all you
never
ate was
made-
Jello. What was
missed
in that
weight.
Jello? What were you saying about tuna and lime? What does that do?
No, I just like most, kids nowadays that that I talk to, they're trying to make weight. I'm like, what are you eating? Oh, just a can of tuna and some lime. I'm like, tuna and lime? What the fuck?
Oh, man.
They're like, yeah, everybody does it. And
I'm going to
like,
be pounding tuna and lime for the next month.
I
You
remember,
know?
I remember when Tommy was cutting weight one time. He mentioned like all he had was a scoop of peanut butter and a cup of coffee.
God.
Yeah.
But going back to Johnny
Keep
Hendricks,
doing that, we'll end up like Mr. Burns. No, thank you.
like I used to, kind of monitor the chat rooms with MMA Junkie. Or actually, it was Tag Radio back at the time, and Johnny Hendricks was local in Las Vegas around that time. I don't know if it was MMA Junkie yet already, but I do remember him saying that he really loved Baconators, and I think we gave him the nickname Baconator for a little while.
What is a
He does not
Baconator?
like
What the
he
hell's a
likes
Baconator?
It was like a Wendy's like bacon
Oh,
burger
God.
thing,
Look
and he
at
likes
these
Taco Bell.
obscure references
Like-
to Wendy's burgers. I like that about you.
he likes,
You
he likes his
remember the
food.
promotional burgers of yesterday.
I don't remember the promotional burger. I remember what they called him and what he said he liked
It's
to eat.
amazing what you remember.
It's all good. It's all good, Robert. I love food
Robert
too.
knows the recipe for Zippy's chili in Hawaii. He doesn't have to go all the way back home. He can make it here.
Zippy's chili.
It's bomb chili. I can
Well,
blow the doors off the
Well,
building
hopefully
when
it
Robert
doesn't,
makes that.
make you
It
shit
does.
yourself while you're
It
rolling or
would.
something.
It would. If I eat that before
Shut the
rolling, you
mat.
don't want to be in the
Yep.
building with me.
But again, going back to Johnny Hendricks, hey, it is what it is. Whatever, dude. I mean, obviously, it doesn't make him look good, but like I said, cutting weight does suck.
TKO, dude. Head kicks and punches.
Yeah, it
Oh,
happens though. I mean,
that's ugly.
I'm sure just the attempt to make. I mean, the shitty part too is that he went up in weight and he still couldn't make weight.
Okay, so he was himself. You didn't lose track of who you were by the weight loss or anything. You still go out in 46 seconds?
I'm just saying it just depends on how he did it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's one of those guys that's like, oh, I just cut weight the day before, and maybe try to cut like 20, 30 pounds or something and he's totally juiced, I don't know.
wonder. Tap that
Whatever.
microphone, 86. You've been
Yo.
86'd.
Yeah, again.
But yeah, getting back to what he said in case that didn't catch. We don't know what he did, what his methods were, or if there were any at all, but somehow he wound up heavier.
Yep.
And
But again, Tim Boach is a bad motherfucker too.
taking nothing away from Tim.
Yep. So, and then
He's
you
throwing
had
cannonballs at you.
the again main event card, always with controversy. Kevin Lee and Michael Chiesa.
I was kind of surprised, actually. I had my...
Yep.
Had my ducats on Chiesa.
Supposedly that one ended a bit prematurely. So
Well,
I don't know
'cause
what
he-
your guys' thoughts on that.
Michael Chiesa's come out of those situations. He's defended some pretty bad situations, and
Yeah.
I think it was an early stoppage. What do you think there,
I
producer Nick?
don't think it was an early stoppage. If you actually watch the fight, his hands go from his neck, protecting his neck, to straight out in front of him. And if you remember when Holly Holm got submitted, how her arms
she
went
did a
out,
little
How
started
deep that
punching,
was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but his arms went straight out and started shaking a little bit. There was no
I saw
way.
that too.
So
I
he
mean,
was
I did
done.
see him kind of like, I don't want to say go limp, but his arms did straighten out.
And he stopped fighting it. And if you listen to Kevin Lee afterwards, he actually said, look, there was 46 seconds. He's like, I wasn't going to let that go. He's like, if he didn't tap then.
Not even that,
He
dude. But
would've
that
put
shit
him out.
was
He would've
sunk.
tapped.
Not to mention Kevin Lee had a fucking figure 4 body lock on him. He wasn't going nowhere.
That's true.
You know what
Those
I'm saying?
body locks, man, will stop your breathing, interrupts your breathing.
Yeah, it's
So
not like
you're
they
done.
were still fucking, trying to play chess or whatever and try and snap that or get a hold of that neck still. He had it sunk in. It was there. It was money.
Thank you for that
You know.
scientific breakdown. I like that.
So,
That's a man with his eye on all the little things.
yep, little things.
That's right, the little things.
Yep. Well, speaking of lion kill chokes or RNCs, I won't call it the other word. It's just not my style. But our homeboy here, Jimbo Slice, I think he won one of his matches that way, right? Right? Was it a lion kill?
Yeah, the first match on
Nice, man.
on Sunday.
Well, before we even get into that, we should have a little pregame. What brought you to the world of jiu-jitsu? How did you discover jiu-jitsu?
Oh
and,
yeah, that's right.
Actually, I started doing massage therapy for a few years,
I see the connection.
and
Speaking of that, Miguel looks a
You
little
walked into that
tense.
one, dude.
yeah,
Miguel, you look a little tense right now.
set that one.
Miguel's always tense.
I'm always tense, dude.
I got you. I got you.
You know what I mean? When there's a good-looking man with long hair, what can I say?
He's got the French tickler.
We got
Yep.
the knees,
It's like
Some massage therapy, you say?
yeah.
Now I know.
So I was doing that for a few years, and my teacher was going to Leon Jiu-Jitsu down the way.
Yeah,
He
just
took
down
me-
the street from us.
Yeah, he took me there a few times, and I really enjoyed it. Got to train with Bill.
I could be wrong, but I think at some point John De La O taught that man as well. But I digress. Feel free.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a good teacher. I really enjoyed working with him. I had a short time there. I broke my hand probably 3 months into it. So it took me a while to get back into jiu-jitsu, but there was probably about a 2-year gap from then until I met John, and I actually
And
started.
by Johnny means John De La
De
O,
La
our
O,
main
yes.
instructor. Yep.
Yeah,
De La O Jiu-Jitsu
So I started working right next door.
to the
and-
dojo.
Yeah, right next door to his dojo, and just popping in here and there, and just getting to know John after a little while. He,
What is it that you do at work? Well, not that it matters, but just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
or you just...
well, I work with special needs adults
Okay.
And actually, part of our day, we have like a time where we do PE, and John would invite us over, and we'd hit the bags, and they'd get to break a little sweat. And
That's actually pretty cool of them.
yeah, it was awesome. They had a blast, and it was cool.
Nice.
You know, it was just really nice of John to have to take time from his day to work with our clients who.
He's got a big heart. He's known for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they love John. He's a superhero to them.
He is, and in fact, I've seen them in restaurants talking about John De La O, and they think he's Captain America, Captain Latin America.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. You bring up his name, and they jump out of their chairs. They were eating Panda Express,
Absolutely.
and all of a sudden, boxes were flipping. John De La O, my God! They're flipping out. I was like, oh my God.
Well, they all know him.
tripping out.
They all know him too as his wrestling persona.
Oh yeah,
as John Malice.
Jonathan Malice.
So
Jesus.
yeah. So I just got to say that was a really cool thing of John to do, and that's how we kind of started talking a little more. And I did taekwondo as a kid, and I mentioned to John I really wanted to get back into martial arts of some form, and he just kept asking myself and Carlos and Lewis and Rick, a few other guys that I work with, to come in. And he kind of set up like a special class for us right after work. We went in for about an hour and a half.
I heard about that, like late in the afternoon.
Yeah, every
Before
Tuesday.
everybody else got there, yeah.
Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday around 3 o'clock. And you've been to a few classes, and
Yeah,
it's a good
Producer
time.
Robert's there.
Yeah, we have a real
None
good.
of us really have time at 3 in the afternoon except for Producer Robert.
Yep.
So yeah, just getting I probably just did that class and maybe a Saturday here and there,
Yeah.
a Wednesday here and there.
Whatever he did, they turned you into an animal.
Yeah, I think working
can
with
attest to that.
working with Ronnie, working with Tommy, Randy,
Yeah.
and just all you guys,
You're
man.
lucky enough that all those guys, were there, and all those different skill levels.
Yeah, you and Anthony, when you guys were going through fight camp, you guys. That actually is when I started going more to like Tommy and Randy's Friday classes,
Nice.
and I think something just clicked in my head, and I was like,
I get this shit now.
Why don't I come more often? Why don't I get more
I think
time
Fight
on the
Camp
mat?
does that. It's not just the fighter that benefits from that. Everybody else who's putting themselves on the line,
Yeah.
your skill level will turn a corner because everybody is on edge, ready to go, doing their thing, trying to tune the guy up, get him ready to go.
And
Yeah.
by trying to tune the guy up, you basically have to bring an A game.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? You can't come fucking.
If you
all-
don't, you're not doing him justice.
exactly.
We're not going to put Miguel out there without giving him our best.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, absolutely. And also too, it just really like got me excited and made me want to work that much harder. And
Nice,
it
man.
shows like what you guys can do, and it's like inspiring to.
pretty
I want to
cool.
get there. I want to do what you guys do.
I think you got it, man.
Because actually, believe it or not, I mentioned it to a few people watching you roll. I was just like, God damn, like watching that just makes me want to get like
Ready
you
to
said,
get
get
back
better,
and
get
do it.
back into it, and hit it hard again.
It's hard to watch.
110%.
It's not
It is,
something.
it's
It's
not- yeah.
it's not a spectator sport. If it is to you, then hats off to you. But I can't watch.
Nah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get the itch, and you got to get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever the motivating part is,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We're
were-
all driven to do
like
it.
like a win is like that even bigger push.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, my homie won, and I want to be bad just like that too.
Yeah.
Or even I mean, you take it as it is. You win some, you lose some. Even a loss will be like, what,
And you
fuck
learn.
that. I want to fucking,
It's important to continue learning, and that's
Yeah.
part of the process as well.
You can take something from it, and next class you're like, okay, this is what I want to touch. This is what I work on.
Well, the pressure's different, right?
Yeah.
It's on you, and you're applying what you know. Mm-hmm. Now, in a slower paced environment, and we were training and stuff, you can apply some of those things that came out,
Yeah.
Yep.
and polish it
Absolutely.
up a little better.
Yeah.
One
I
thing
love
I
it.
do got to attest to Jimmy is if it's at the dojo or this past weekend at the tournament, anything you tell him to do, he does it immediately. It's
Yeah.
like playing a
Oh, yeah.
video game.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
see
think he hears
something
John's
that
voice.
Yeah, you see something he might not see, and you're like, throw up the triangle. He throws up a triangle.
Yeah.
Sit up sweep, does a sit up
And he
sweep.
threw in a
Do
deep
this,
triangle.
do that, and he does exactly what you tell him. And we've
Yeah.
been through tons and tons of guys that you tell them to do something,
And they don't
and
do it.
They
and then
either
you
don't
start,
do it, or they'll do something completely opposite.
And if you're anything like me, you start fucking cursing at them, dude. Every so bad that even their moms get heart attacks, dude. You're like, oh,
Yeah. Actually, but the triangle thing, I have to bring it up. It's his Jimmy's second round. It's going back and forth. He winds up on his back, but he throws up a triangle out of nowhere, locks it in, sinks it in.
Yeah.
It was just, he had the tap within a minute or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dirty.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but not to mention he pulled pulled one of those off on Sunday, and his opponent just happened to hang on long enough to counter it.
Oh, okay.
You know, but it's the same thing. I mean, you know, we yelled at him, triangle, boom, there it is. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
He's
Which
built
is-
for it, man. Long legs.
Not to mention, in my opinion, I don't see too many people hit a lateral drop, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a jiu-jitsu competition where most competitors are easily compelled to just pull guard.
Sure.
Or pull guard just because it's the easiest thing
or to
do.
counter that because
Or-
they see it coming.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'll give his opponent that. You know, came at him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they made it like a stand-up battle, and Jimmy just happened to timed him perfectly coming in. You know, put the drop on him. Boom! Bigger than the mother of all bombs, in my opinion.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good.
It was the Moab takedown.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wish it could have worked out a little better from there, but I got to give it up to that guy, man. He really fought that triangle good, and I guess I just really didn't have the right angle on it. But
It's all good.
I'm a little curious, though. Now that we've learned more about you, not that I don't love everything you just said, where the hell did the massage therapy come in? I got the connection next door to the dojo. I got the taekwondo, and I used to be in martial arts. I got Leon, and I got all that. Where was the massage therapy?
No, my teacher, he was the one who introduced me
To Leon.
to Leon
Ah, gotcha.
and to Bill. And
I thought maybe John DeLeo got a massage there somewhere, but I wasn't sure. I guess not. Okay, so I see. Moving forward, we have a new segment that we'd like to introduce. It's something we've been working on, something of a self-defense that we'd like to show. It's in our little mini dojo that we have here at...
We're actually fortunate enough that we have
podcast.
like a little setup.
That's right. So
Right?
we're not just a podcast studio. We have a little training
We're not
center
just,
next door.
you know, a couple nobodies who just talk shit.
Well, we
right?
are. We are. Don't
Well, we
don't
are.
kid yourself.
We are. I'm not. You know,
I
we
know, I
are.
know. I'm
But
messing
what
with
I'm
you.
getting at is there it is. So we have our special guest, the lovely Miss Megan.
Miss
Megan, wave to the camera, baby.
Megan.
That's right. There she is.
That's right.
And we have our comrade here, Mr. Daniel Kim.
Daniel the King Kim.
DK.
yo.
Go ahead, say what's up. And we have the pedophile. I mean, he's not really a pedophile. He's playing the pedophile. Our other producer, Nick.
He's actually playing the
Nick?
perpetrator. He's not a
Whatever,
pedophile. She's a
whatever.
grown woman.
Oh, touche, I'm
Perpetrator
sorry.
Nick is
Perpetrator.
coming up with the hoodie on. Trayvon Martinez.
So, again, we been trying to cover or kind of go over this. It started off with this like anti-bullying thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, parents just being aware of, you know, shit happens everywhere. And even at that, it expanded into, you know, at least I did. I know a few of us came across a lot of articles around our area.
UCLA
everywhere
all the
else.
time,
You know what I'm saying? In particular, one that I came across was my wife listens to a lot of podcasts. She listens to these lovely gals. They go by a podcast called My Favorite Murder. And they, you know, not to make a long story longer, but they cover this thing on women being, or not just women being attacked, but just murders in general. But anyways, they spoke about this gal being attacked somewhere in like Seattle, and she fought off the dude. So with that said,
Getting back to our self-defense.
Yes.
Introducing Megan, Daniel, and Nick. Going over some quick self-defense for the females. They're coming to their car, coming out of the shopping center. Who knows what it may be.
whether she's
Perpetrator
got,
Nick's going to put it on, and she's going to counter.
Can we hear you?
You guys hear us?
No, we can't. So you're gonna have to yell really loud.
Producer Hobbridge, can we hear?
Alright, so we're gonna do a basic self-defense from bear hug from behind. So we got lovely Megan here. We got Creeper Nick. Megan just walking down the road. Creeper Nick goes around. Boom, gets in that bear hug. What she's gonna do? She's gonna base out, get her arms up, palms towards her. Now what she's gonna do is she's gonna get her left leg, swing it around behind his leg, grab his legs, both legs on the ground. She's literally gonna sit back, boom. From here, she can punch him in the balls a couple times, kick him in the head, you know, some pride kicks, right? From there, let's say the bear hug failed, right? So Nick the Creeper decides, oh, I'm losing the bear hug. I'm gonna go for that rear choke. Gonna go for the neck. So Megan, again, she's gonna base out, hands up. Most important part is shrug your shoulders, arms, palms towards you. Grab his arm like a pull-up bar. She's gonna have her hips lower than his hips. She's gonna essentially stand up and flip him back. Boom! There you go. So you're gonna kick him a little with it. Basic self-defense, bear hug from behind, both arms pinned, and choke from the back around the arm. Thank you. You good?
I'm good.
You're getting over, man. Oh, good job.
Thanks for teaching me.
It's pretty good.
Damn, that was pretty good.
That was really cool.
That was really cool.
Dude, she's a natural.
And
Yes.
that was a
Nick's
cool.
a natural attacker. Not to mention, not to mention he shook the building.
Yeah, we felt
Fuck,
that.
that shit hurts, dude. My back hurts.
The mats here hurt more than our home mats.
Well, yeah.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, DK. Can you talk into the mic, please?
The mats that they got here hurt more than the mats we got at our home dojo. Like it's like concrete.
You're just
dude.
getting soft.
She flipped me when we were doing the practicing. I fell on my side. I wanted to cry. I was like,
Oh man. Well, that's what makes it like legit real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
did a
because
good
if
job,
if
bro.
we're talking about self-defense and somebody does that in the streets, on the floor, in the concrete, that shit's gonna
oh,
hurt.
that's gonna lay him out. That
And again, you know, we've always talked about the separation between, you know, a more a sport type of jiu-jitsu as opposed to the old-fashioned self-defense. You know, obviously you can't be fucking berimboloing on concrete. You're gonna fucking crack your shit open.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm
of
saying?
course.
You can't Imanari roll. in
Oh,
a street
Jesus
fight?
Christ.
No, but the thing is, like, you know, you see all these self-defense seminars, these videos on YouTube, like, oh yeah, grab them like this, do this and that, blah blah blah. What they fail to mention though is the violence of the action you're doing. If you're gonna
I
commit
agree.
to something,
Yes.
commit fully. If you're gonna go for that eye gouge, go for that eye gouge. Don't hold nothing back.
Take the whole eyeball
Yeah,
out.
dude, don't stop. Because honestly,
yeah.
you don't go out.
I like that.
You don't go out. You know, you go out for a nice dinner with your wife, girlfriend, whatever. You don't expect to get attacked. You're just expecting to have a good time, right? My thing is I'd rather put this guy away and neutralize that threat than me not going back home with my girl. Does it make sense?
Yeah,
I agree,
Absolutely.
dude.
Very
That balance of
specific.
action needs to be there. I'm not telling you have to be violent, but in that moment, that violence has to come out. You know.
Yeah.
So that's another key thing that people should be aware of when they're doing these self-defense things. Like, hey, make sure like you're there to like take care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't have said it better myself.
And we have more of that to come. We want to follow through and each week present some form of self-defense,
Yeah.
you know, to
You know.
continue on with our show. So we're adding something a little different.
A little
but,
different, yeah. But we
an
again, you
overview.
know, whether it's showing a corny move or again going through self-defense stuff, at least we have that extra.
Yeah, but super important
That
that
extra
that skill
room.
level's there.
You know, well, we have that extra room too to.
So
you
Megan,
know.
tell us, just from the little bit that you learned right there, what do you think? Are you empowered now with a couple things?
Yeah, I'm totally empowered. I think that if I ever do happen to get attacked, hopefully not, but you know, slight chance that it could happen, I think that I could take it and try to get away from him.
Yeah, that's important. At the very least, you have confidence.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's super important
Yeah.
too, right? Learn a few things, be confident.
And oh yeah, be aware of your surroundings, and then even at that, decide what you want to do as opposed to just an example, like right, you threw him. Well, are you gonna kick him in the head and continue to beat the shit out of him until the cops come, or are you just like, boom, I'm out of here? You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
fight or flight, so you got
yeah.
you got to make.
But
that decision.
whatever you choose, I mean, it's obviously in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Make it happen.
Anybody could say like, well, I would stand there and whatever.
No,
No.
you
And
don't
I
know
think-
until it's
I
on
think,
you.
like you guys said, you have to go full force. You can't just, you know, half it. You have
Yeah.
to, you have to do it with all you have.
Yeah,
Definitely.
those are
Yep.
the words of wisdom from Daniel Kim.
Yes. Well, he's right. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for the next segment. I found this morning. This is Miguel's blog. This is where we review like videos of
Yep.
some kind of
Taking it to the streets.
not I mean, I guess this one is professional fighting, but it's not your norm that you're used to seeing.
Okay, so we're not going to back alley Sally. We're doing the.
No, this is awesome. Okay, so what we're going to review is a 3-on-3 mixed martial arts fight inside an
Filipinos?
actual cage in the Philippines. This
In the
thing
Philippines.
is awesome. Hold on.
No, they're not fighting with sticks, are they?
This isn't the alley on Whittier Boulevard, is it? No, it's not.
It's Manila Ice.
Nixon boss.
Yeah. Dude, this is weird already.
So we got 3-on-1. We're looking at a 3-on-1. 3-on-3.
I thought it was just three of them and like they just start wailing on each other.
Well,
No
that-
guns, no knives,
That might be very interesting.
no
actually.
bats, no chains, no bricks.
Calm down, pony boy.
I'm just saying, dude. Let's see. What is this
That's
called
gotta-
again? This is totally like, that is weird.
Do they get eliminated or first guy on the...
Yeah, is it like the Royal Rumble? Like somebody chucks somebody over the cage?
Yeah.
Team on team. If you eliminate the other team, that's it.
Just sudden death?
Dude, that is weird.
This guy shoots, clinches, goes for a takedown. They didn't even throw a punch. I don't know what the rules are in this, Robert.
It's like a mixed martial arts.
Everyone's clinched. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
They're swinging for the fences over there in the back.
Oh!
I think he knocked him down. May have knocked him out.
Yeah, what it
Oh, see,
seems
he's
like.
trying to help him.
That's the thing, is that
Buddy.
someone can rescue you. You can get your senses back and you start slugging it out with that next guy.
If they can actually do that, that's pretty dope.
I think like they actually stopped the fight. They reset it.
Wow.
They reset
If one
it.
person gets knocked out, they're not able to continue. They reset it.
With 3 against 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
So now
3
they're
against 1?
resetting it.
Oh, it's 3 against. Oh, it's like that?
Yeah. So now they're gonna
So
restart the
basically
fight.
almost like-
Now these dudes are like, okay.
That dude eats
well,
a lot
that's
of
3 on
lumpias.
2, right?
That dude's been eating his balut, dude.
Yeah.
That's what he eats for
Is that
fight
Bolo?
camp, dude.
Is that Bolo Young's son?
So under the assumption now, I'm thinking 3 on 2, the 2 dudes are screwed, right? Let's see what happens.
Okay. This I gotta see.
So now they're backing everybody up, and they're gonna restart it.
What do they call this kind of thing?
The chubby dude with the red mohawk,
The Royal Rumble.
pretty amped up.
He is. Well, either way, we're going to go witness this in person.
I don't know.
Somehow, some way. They'll bring it to
I don't know if
Tijuana.
John McCain will think it's too extreme or something.
That's all right. He's not really.
Bring it to TJ. We can just cross over.
That works. And we can go to a never mind.
And the chubby dude doesn't seem like he ever runs out of cardio either. Look at him.
The Lumpia dude. Okay.
I was going to say, by chubby, you mean the buff guy? Are you jealous? Oh, yeah, I like that guy.
I like that guy.
I do like
Okay,
him.
so it's 3 on 2, you said now, right?
Yeah, that's 3 on 2.
He's a balut-eating machine. He had chicken adobo 2 seconds before he stepped into the ring.
Some sweet spaghetti.
That's right. He took a...
This is beautiful.
Oh! Dude, that is awesome!
I told you I like that guy.
Wow.
Probably that's like the sweet.
Oh, up kicks.
Dude, this is a straight fucking scrap, dude. This is
That was
dope.
amazing.
I'm digging this shit.
Is the ref the guy in the jeans that's giving him the clinch from behind?
Yeah, they got three. They got 3. What to do with skinny jeans and the?
That's what I'm saying. That is awesome, dude. Because that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like that's like.
How do you
The
stop a
neighbors
gang
coming
fight?
out and trying to break it up or something, or like the bouncers coming
You know what?
in.
Hats off to the refs because they got to stop a gang fight.
That was over quick.
He hit him with the
Now
spinning
it's
back
2 on
fist.
2.
I'd say you found a bit of gold. We might be covering this more often.
Oh, dude. Someone fly us out to the Philippines for the love of God.
Is this the PFC?
There was Russia had something like this where it was 5 on 5, but they didn't reset. So
It
once
was just a brawl.
it was just a brawl. It was just like one team versus another, and if you're out, the ref just literally just dragged you out. And
Unbelievable.
you just kept on going. There was no like break and separate.
That's
I mean,
a lot of
even
chaos.
though this is somewhat organized, I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's organized that, like how you said, they stop it or whatever. But it's still like chaotic enough that it's like
Yeah, three's
rad, dude.
Yeah,
three's
it's
just the
awesome.
right amount. If I had 5, I don't know if I'd know who's on who.
Dude, Philippines has a right idea with this. Like,
They're going somewhere here, you know?
Yeah,
Well, it's
living in
kind of...
2017. These guys are living in 27, dude.
pushing the limits.
That chubby dude is so amped
It
up
makes
right
sense, though, because I mean, there's so many times
It-
you start a fight with one guy, and then you got a couple other guys.
Usually
around,
got
you know?
usually got your hands full. You got
Yeah.
handfuls, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's cool.
Especially if you're in
I
Garden
would like
Grove.
to see a 2-on-1 though,
But just
just
ima-
to.
now. Just imagine later on how the strategy in your mind goes, right? Like, okay, when I look at you, we're gonna switch. All of a sudden, you sideline
No,
this guy.
but not
you
just.
know?
Okay, here we go. Sorry, not to cut you off.
It's like-
but with that said, though, with like how you were saying, how I mentioned, if you go like 2-on-1 now, you really got to think about
Who's gonna push?
that, and then about, for example, obviously these guys are shooting and taking each other down, but you really got to like, you know, I don't know if second guess would be the right word, but it's like, do I really want to do some jujitsu right now? You know, like,
Yeah, know your strengths
yeah,
and where they belong.
Yeah, these two
dude,
big.
this is rad.
These 2 dudes are just slanging. Look at those kicks.
Dude, they're all fucking swinging for the fences, dude.
Oh, there's your answer. Nobody did any jujitsu there.
I haven't seen any of it except when like it first started off. You know.
So Kung Lee just took out the chubby opponent.
I'm assuming there's no rounds here. It's just.
Probably.
Is that 2-on-1 now or?
Yeah, we're down to 2-on-1.
Oh, dude, the other guy's probably pulling a.
Well, 2-on-1 isn't such bad odds.
You know,
I thought it was going to be
not
3-on-1.
to keep the thing of shitting your pants going, but he's probably about to shit his pants right now.
Yep, it's coming.
But imagine if he knocks both those two dudes out.
You know,
That'd
this
be-
makes
that'd be
perfect
rad,
sense
dude.
with their leader there, Duterte. He's gnarly.
How bad would you feel if you let your homeboys on and got like fucked up first, and you're standing on the outside thinking, "Damn it, my homie's getting messed up right now."
Well, that's the difference about again this and like actually fighting for reals. Yeah. Well, that's true.
It's not like,
Well, the main thing is,
house in the alley somewhere.
I don't get in the ring with my two best friends unless they're my best friends.
Yeah, no, for real.
So if they're out, it's because they're legitimately
But still,
out.
it's like if you get in a big old group fight with your homies, even though you get dropped, you're still gonna jump back in,
Yeah.
as opposed like Robert mentioned, now you're out, you can't really do anything, you can't climb the fence and jump back in.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll realize who your homies are and who they aren't when you get in these situations. I'll tell you that much.
kind of want to know what Megan feels about this.
Bunch of monkeys.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've never seen multiple guys fighting.
Wait, where'd they
in
bring the
one
other guy
ring
from?
at the
I'm sorry
same
not to
time.
cut you off, Megan, but where'd they bring the other guy
Yeah, now
from?
we got 2-on-2, Robert.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Manny Pacquiao's cousin dropped in there.
No, it's the same guy. They stopped the fight and checked on him and said, "Oh, he's fine to fight."
Oh, okay.
Let him keep going.
I guess that's allowed then.
So if somebody gets knocked out again, I hope they let it go 2-on-1 again.
So Red Shorts got dropped, but he came back pretty strong. I think they need to drug test him.
For crystal meth, what was that? Batu?
I don't know, dude.
Angel dust.
Shabu?
That glass.
Angel dust.
Smoking shit.
That's right.
Pen cap or the foil or the tin can or the soda can.
You seem well versed in this.
He's on his block
Look
with his
at-
Glock tripping
yeah.
on Sherm.
He is tripping for sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Now he's lighting up Lumpia Man.
Wait, now it's 1-on-1?
No,
it's
it's
still
2-on-2.
There they are. Okay.
But Lumpia Man was like Superman earlier. Now PCP Man's got him. Pride of the Philippines.
Whatever this thing is, it's awesome.
Yeah,
That is cool, man.
that's a good find. I'm glad
I thought you
you
just
came
meant
up on
like
this.
a free-for-all, three guys, going at it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if it's 3-on-3, yeah, that's dope.
That's cool.
That's a pretty big cage, too.
There it is.
Oh.
He's throwing some dirty uppercuts and swinging at nothing there.
They look like there is rounds, and I think that was one of the rounds, and
Oh, wow.
now they're gonna restart this after that. Somebody cut it.
That is awesome.
This is probably the best thing to come out of the Philippines since Halo Halo. Like, honestly, this is
Holla.
Halo Halo?
Hollow in a bun or in a cup?
Oh!
I take mine in a bun.
You take what in your buns?
Yep. Some hollow.
I just want to see another spinning backflips, to be honest.
That was
Dude,
nuts.
I want the chubby dude to like do something.
Jimbo, what's your take on this, dude? I mean,
Let's hear it from the tournament
I
practitioner.
love it. This is great.
Dude in red is going all ham on him. Look at him.
I wish I could see it a little better, but
Does
Damn.
this kind of thing happen in the workplace sometimes, where you gotta take three guys and mellow them out a little bit?
at Panda Express.
No, nothing like that.
nah,
No.
not yet.
John Dillo brings that out in those people though. They're like, John Dillo. They were loving him.
I get rowdy.
I saw a level of energy I couldn't believe. Panda Express was lit up that day.
Okay, so I mean, not to cock block the rest of this fight, but can we see kind of how it ends? I'm curious
Yeah.
because this seems like it's gonna go on for a little bit longer.
Yep.
1 minute 39 seconds.
There he is, right there. That's Robert's neighbor from Honolulu. Look at Big Boy. He's sponsored.
Dude, it almost
He
looks
thought
like
about.
He thought about
yeah,
going
I was gonna say they don't know like who to scrap with now.
That boy's sponsored by L&L Barbecue right there with the pink hair. Jollibee.
Jollibee.
He's gonna hold up a flag with a giant can of Spam on it.
Hey, what's wrong with spam?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
Asian delicacy.
All right.
All right, ref, get out of the way. I can't see nothing. There we go. Back to some kicks. They're tired.
Yeah.
Lumpias are oily. They wear you down really early.
Oh! He went 2 on 1.
Oh, Big Boy's on it.
He just switched it up on him.
Oh, did he?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt. Mini
There's
Mark
gonna
Hunt.
be a point to where they're all just gonna be like, "Fuck this," and they're just gonna.
I don't know. Big
dude.
Boy still has some energy, man. He's got fuel. It's that haircut.
Hey, switch partners again.
It's that pink haircut. He got a magic haircut.
Oh, dude.
He's the only one swinging, dude. He got storage energy for days.
Gas tanks. He's got that Roy Nelson.
Yep.
Can you imagine seriously a heavyweight fight like that? Like a big old fucking group heavyweight fight like that?
We're looking at it right now. And Mohawk got Lumpia guy.
Ooh.
Oh, he's going to knock him out.
Oh.
And of course, we are defeated
how
by
it
our
ends.
own devices.
Oh well.
Vindication, it's called, huh? URCC 28. Vindication. Back to it.
Well, we got to check that out.
Hey, and there's a plug for our little mini dojo. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, we're here. Give us a holla. Next Level Sports Complex, Garnet Grove. Had to think about that for a second. Bringing you De La O Jiu-Jitsu.
So, anywho, going back to our special guest. So, yeah, dude. So, you you just got a niche and decided to start competing, or?
Well, I know Art and Lucy were really hyped on doing that tournament in January.
Okay, so we have a couple people that are training with us. They're hyped on it. You got word of it.
Yeah, and I just was like, well, give it a shot, see how it goes. You know, I haven't stepped on
I
you
ended
know,
up smoking everybody.
a
I
competition
sense the
mat.
excitement, but when you actually see Jimmy perform, there's a level of energy you wouldn't believe comes out of this guy.
I agree.
Unbelievable.
I agree. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
I
have a lot of fun. I just really enjoy it, man. It's been great.
You're pretty mellow about it, but the truth is you have a very high skill level for
and
the short
and
time
talent,
period in which
too,
you got
and,
in there.
And we're not just blowing smoke up your
Nah,
ass because we
I got
know
no
you
time
and
for
whatever,
that.
but
I got no time for that.
You know what I'm saying? But no, it's all the truth, though.
No,
I mean,
truth
he
be
learns
said.
fast. He applies it.
And listen,
Well, I also get to work
And
with.
listens.
I get to work with you and Nick and like the guys. Just you guys really have so much good experience and so much to
good
show
timing
me.
for you, man. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So
But again, dude, like I said, there's not too many people that I have come across that are what most would just call like a freak of nature, if you would.
Sure.
That just fucking picks it up on the dot and is just good.
Running with
like,
it.
right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
like, again, I can only use myself as an example. Fuck, I gotta do a move like 3 million times to fucking get the shit down.
Yeah, I
You
can
know what
try it.
mean?
Doesn't
And
mean
even
I'm
at
gonna
that, it
complete it.
spaces fucking flies right over me. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I think there are some detailed concepts in jiu-jitsu, and it's really hard to put them all together in a very short time period. In the length of time that Jimmy has been actually doing jiu-jitsu, he's not only put it together, but he's actually locking it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
And competing and winning,
And winning.
bringing
Yep.
home the W's. He's got medals of all kinds of colors.
Right.
Just doing it.
yeah.
And doesn't hesitate. Just gets out there and does it because
Yep.
he wants to do it. And I like that about you.
Yeah, I like to kind of put myself in that uncomfortable situation just to see how I react and see how I do, and
Very
I've really enjoyed doing that. So
I hope it inspires other people to kind of do the same thing because you don't know what you got till you test it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, and I really do understand too, like what John says about like the tournament and the points and like how that system works and stuff.
Yeah.
And it kind of does take some things away from the fight of jiu-jitsu, but at the same time, like I think it's a good experience, and it was a good experience for me to get
I
out
totally
there.
agree. Like you said, it's experience and then
Pressure.
pressure, yeah, and then you get to shake out those
butterflies,
nerves,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? For
Kick that to the curb.
if you indeed decide to do something bigger with training, such as fighting or whatever, at least you've been under some sort of spotlight, if you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you, it's a good way to kind of get your feet wet and just kind of,
You don't have your
exactly.
drum
Out there.
set to protect you.
yeah.
Hey, fuck it. You got something, Robert? Nah.
No, just just wanted to thank everybody in the chat rooms and the people watching.
I love it, man.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
you got
thank
out
you
there?
guys.
We got Byron.
Byron.
We got
Byron Nice.
We got Michael Bella, the bowler.
The bowler has been continuous. Thank you, dude. We miss you. Come on out.
Also Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Peter.
Peter.
Renteria?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
there he
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
We
Peter.
got Sergio.
Peter Muay Thai Peter. We don't use last names. It's not nice. I
Yeah.
probably just use Byron. So I guess we do use last names.
Whatever.
We got,
It's all good. I'm just
Sergio.
You guys got Warren start running.
That's right.
We got Arturo.
Art.
Big Art.
Yo.
Arturo with his churro. I must chew good my own churro.
And we got Kevin Tarvin.
Kevin
Hey,
Tarzan
Kevin, what
Tarvin.
up, dude?
Oh, of course, can't forget Brian.
He B.
Atkinson.
Brian Atkinson.
Yo.
I thought it was his rap name, B. Brian.
But-
Ian too.
Ian.
Hey, all
What's
right.
up, Ian? We just saw you yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Or am I having nightmares?
So I heard this guy Byron is supposed to come and start training with you too.
He talks about it, but, that's up to him. Put on the gloves, buddy.
Hey, but again, going back to our guest here, and another thing I think that made us three click a little bit was the fact that when we talked about, our other ventures, if you would, as far as like musical interests and shit like that. Then we get this guy coming in, with the hair and everything. We're just like, what the fuck?
When did Lemmy start training with us?
And again, it's few and far between you get guys that are into the same shit that you are.
Yeah.
So you obviously like click right away.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Yeah, it's cool. We get to go to shows and
I love it.
get silly
and
and
hang out,
Yeah.
and get stupid, and everything in between.
Yeah.
Whatever else comes with it.
Leave the ladies behind and go pound it out.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I'll leave that for you guys. But
What happens in LA stays in LA.
yeah, more like West Hollywood, dude. But anywho, yeah, I think that's concludes another awesome night.
Yeah, thank you
of
guys for
whatever
watching.
Bullshit that we talk about.
Yeah,
thank you
to our
guys.
homies who are continuously watching.
Yep.
You guys are cool.
Thank you to our special guest here.
Oh, thank you
Jimbo
for Megan
Slice.
for stepping up and Jimbo
Megan,
Slice.
yes. Our producer Nick.
And
our-
producer
our
Robert for
homie.
always doing this, putting this on. The show wouldn't be here without him.
And producer Robert for actually being on the ball today. He was ready to go.
That's true. I kind of saw the intro. Everything's going.
Yeah, because
All
most of
good?
the time, no offense, Robert, but you're
And he found us the
wagon, dude.
Filipino connection to MMA.
yeah,
That's right.
So,
We're
yeah.
mixing it up over there.
Yep,
well, thanks
check-
again, guys.
definitely, dude.
Yep. Thank you, Jimbo.
That's right.
Thank you
knuckles.
guys. Oos.
That's
We
right.
love you.
That's right. Check us out.
Next Monday, coming at you live,
Hit
8
the
p.m.
follow,
Full
like it,
contact.
subscribe, do whatever else.
Fanatics.
Yep.
Rise and grind. Ronnie Holmes.
Mr. Burns,
Miss you, man.
We do
get
miss
well,
you, brother.
dude. Yeah, we do.
Hang in there.